So you're about to start a new web project and you hit that first critical decision: server-side rendering, client-side rendering, or static-side generation. Most developers see this as just a technical choice, but that's where they are dead wrong. Picking the wrong one can quietly sabotage your project, leading to sluggish performance, a horrible user experience, and a launch that fails flat. Today we're cutting through the confusion. We're going to break down the critical trade-offs the pros use to make this call, so you can save your next build from disaster and choose the perfect rendering strategy. Let's kick things off with the one you're probably most familiar with: client-side rendering, or CSR. The go-to for interactive web apps using frameworks like React or Vue. Think of CSR like ordering IKEA furniture. The server drops a flat pack box at your door. Inside is a lightweight HTML frame, a giant bag of JavaScript parts, and a complicated instruction manual. Your browser has to assemble the entire thing piece by piece. While it's building, what do you have? The dreaded blank white page. The browser has to download the JavaScript, execute it, fetch data, and then finally render the page. This creates two massive problems. First, the initial load can be painfully slow, which is a UX nightmare. This delay is measured by the first contentful paint, or FCP. Second, and more sinister, is SEO. When a Google crawl shows up, it might just see an empty HTML shell, shrug, and move on, tanking your search ranking. So, is SEO always a mistake? No. If you're building an app that lives behind a login, like a project management tool or an admin dashboard, SEO is irrelevant. For these super interactive apps, CSR is often the right call. But for any public-facing site where the first impressions and search rankings matter, defaulting to CSR is the first huge mistake you can make. If CSR gives us a blank page and bad SEO, what's the alternative? Enter server-side rendering, or SSR. If CSR is flat pack furniture, SSR is like dining at a fine restaurant. You place an order, and the chef, that's the server, prepares a fully cooked meal and delivers it right to your table. No assembly required. Technically, when you request a page, the server does all the work, fetches the data, and sends a fully formed HTML page straight to your browser. The user sees the content almost instantly. Your FCP is lightning fast, and search engine crawls get a complete HTML document ready to be indexed. But SSR has trade-offs. That server has to cook a new meal for every single visitor. This means your time to first bite can be slower. As the server is busy cooking, it also requires more powerful, expensive servers that can get overwhelmed by traffic spikes, just like a kitchen during a dinner rush. SSR is the perfect fit for sites with dynamic, user-specific content that also demands strong SEO, like an e-commerce site with personalized recommendations or news site with breaking headlines. We've seen the trade-offs. CSR is snappy after the first load, but bad for SEO. SSR is great for SEO, but can be heavy on the server. What if your number one priority is just raw, blistering speed? This brings us to static site generation, or SSG. Our last analogy: if SSR is made to order meal, SSG is a gourmet, pre-packaged, grab-and-go meal. The meal is prepared ahead of time, cooked to perfection, and put on a shelf. When you want one, you just grab it. With SSG, this happens at build time. A generator builds every single page into plain HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. These files are then placed on a global content delivery network. When a user visits your site, they're served a pre-built page from the CDN closest to them. There is no server thinking or on-the-fly rendering. It is the fastest possible experience, incredibly secure and dirt cheap to host. The gotcha. The content is static. To fix a single typo, you have to run the entire build process and redeploy your whole site. This makes SSG a terrible fit for content that changes constantly. It's the undisputed champion for blogs, documentation, marketing pages, and portfolios. For a long time, we were stuck between the dynamic power of SSR and the raw speed of SSG. But what if you could have the best of both worlds? This is where a hybrid approach comes in. Incremental static regeneration, or ISR. It's SSG with a superpower. Let's go back to our grab and go meal. With basic SSG, the meals are on the shelf until you restock the whole store. With ISR, it's like the kitchen has a rule. After a meal's taken, or after 10 minutes have passed, they automatically whip up a fresh one to replace it in the background. The first person to request an old page gets the slightly stale but instantly available one. The request also triggers a regeneration. Every subsequent visitor gets the brand new fresh version, still with the grab and go speed. ISR gives you the speed and low cost of static site while letting you update content without a full site rebuild. This makes it a powerful option for large blogs, news sites, and e-commerce stores, balancing the need for fresh data with the demand for instant page loads. So what's the huge mistake? It isn't picking CSR, SSR, or SSG. The huge mistake is thinking you have to pick only one. The world's best applications are hybrids. Modern frameworks like next.js or next are powerful because they let you make the choice on a page-by-page basis. Think about a typical e-commerce site. The About Us and Contact pages, perfect for SSG, they barely ever change. This is the aha moment. You stop thinking of it as one choice for your whole project. You become an architecture, choosing the right tool for each specific job. So the next time you start a project, don't just ask, should I use SSR or SSG? Instead, go page by page and ask, how critical is SEO? How often does the data change? Is it the same for every user? But by understanding these core trade-offs, you're now equipped to build faster, more efficient, and more successful web applications. If this video cleared things up to you, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out, and subscribe for more deep dives that will make you a better developer. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the biggest project you're working on, and which rendering method did you choose? Drop a comment below for a deeper dive with even more examples. Check out the pinned comment. I read and reply to every single one. Thanks for watching.